10 armed men stood in my driveway and told my contractor he wasn't touching a thing. Sewage was flooding the basement of a house I own in Kansas City, and I couldn't even get someone in to fix it. That same week, a note I own in Phoenix paid me like it always does. No phone calls, no drama. Same guy owning both properties. Two completely different investments. I want to walk you through both of these today because I think most landlords listening to this are living one of these two realities right now, and only one of them is sustainable long term. I'm Mario, and real estate has been part of my life for about 2 decades now. Some of it as a landlord, some of it running a separate career alongside it, and for the last several years buying and holding mortgage notes with my wife Lorinda under Ritsel notes. And hey, if any of what I'm about to walk you through actually changes how you think about your own properties, please do me a favor and hit like or subscribe and send this to somebody who's dealing with a nightmare tenant right now. That's genuinely why we make these. So here's what's actually happened in Kansas City. I still own a handful of rental properties. I've sold some over the years, but I kept a few. And one of them, a single family house, has a tenant in it right now. During a routine inspection, we found the basement flooded with sewage. We have no idea how long it had been like that, and we don't know how it happened. The tenant never said a word about it. So we told them they had to leave. You cannot live in a house in that condition. We scheduled the contractor to go out and change the locks so we could start the cleanup and repair. He got there, and instead of an empty house, there were 10 armed men standing in the driveway, telling him he wasn't allowed to touch anything. Not the locks, not the flooding, nothing. So we are now in emergency eviction proceedings, working through the courts, and it's going to cost real money to fix that house once we finally get access to it. I'm not telling you this to complain. I'm telling you because this is what being a landlord can actually look like, even when you have done everything right on paper. You can screen carefully, inspect regularly, and still end up standing in a driveway watching your own contractor get turned away by armed men over sewage damage nobody told you about. Here's the part I actually want you to sit with. None of this was a due diligence failure. This is not a story about a landlord who cut corners. This is a ceiling of how much control you actually have when you own the property, the relationship, and the maintenance all at once. This is the deal you sign up for the moment you become somebody's landlord, no matter how good you are at it. If you own rental properties right now and some version of this has happened to you, even a smaller version, a bad tenant, a maintenance call at midnight, a repair that ate your year of profit, I want you to know that that feeling is not you being bad at this. It is the nature of owning the asset, the relationship, and the repairable all under one roof. Some landlords love that hands-on side of it. And if that is you, genuinely, keep doing what you are doing. But if you read that Kansas City story and it felt your stomach drop because you have lived some version of it yourself, stick with me. Because there is a structurally different way to hold real estate that removes almost all of that exposure. I'm actually in the middle of deciding what to do with that Kansas City property right now. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what I decide and why in the video I'm publishing this Friday. It involves selling it and doing something with the proceeds that I think a lot of tired landlords have never even considered as an option. But let me show you the other side of this first, because it is the part that actually matters. A while back, I bought a note on a mobile home in Phoenix, Arizona. And I want to be specific here, because mobile home scares a lot of people off. And that fear is actually part of why this particular deal existed in the first place. This home is permanently attached to the land and it sits and is registered as real property, not as a vehicle. That distinction matters. It is what makes this a mortgage note secured by real estate, first lien position, the same as any other note we hold. I bought this note for about $95,000. The unpaid principal balance on it was around $105,000, so I picked it up at a real discount, mostly because other buyers were nervous about the mobile home piece of it. Every deal is different, and figures like this are illustrative to this one note, not a promise of what any future deal will do. So here's what owning it actually looked like month to month. On the same day every month, the servicing company collects the borrower's payment by direct debit and transfer my share into my account. Taxes are escrowed and paid quarterly by the servicer. Insurance is paid up front for the full year. I do not call anybody, and nobody calls me. It is without exaggeration the most boring investment I own, and it is exactly what I want more of it. That is the whole pitch, honestly. Not excitement, not hustle, boring, on purpose, backed by a lien on real property, with somebody else handling all the operations. If that sounds like the kind of boring you would actually enjoy, this is exactly what we teach inside our free 5-day Become the Bank Challenge. No cost, just 5 days walking you through how notes like this actually work. The link is down in the description. Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you real estate investing is always this clean. You just watch me describe the opposite for the last couple of minutes. But there is a version of owning real estate debt that does not come with the sewage and the armed men in your driveway. And I wanted you to see both sides honestly before I show you exactly what I did with that Kansas City property. If this was useful, please share it with a landlord friend who needs to see it. Hit subscribe so you do not miss Friday's video, and I will see you in the next one.